Will, come here and see a picture of Will. Look here.
He's a spitting image of his grandpa. He looks exactly like me when I was that age. You remember this hunt?
Well, of course I remember that hunt. It's just like all the other hunts here. I'm up at the crack of dawn fixing you eggs and grits. Then over to the hall I go to make sure the cook's got the fire going and that the girls are up and ready to tidy up the rooms when the guests are ready. Then you get the hunting wagon and the guns and the bird dogs ready. And then once lunch is over, you and Arthur and Mr. Debary and his guests, you all go off a-hunting for the rest of the day. And I have to stay here and cook and clean and sew.
You make me sound almost predictable. Downright boring. Do you think I ought to go back to cattle punching like when we first got married?
I would not call tending 6,000 acres boring. Granted, the Debarys are only here in the winter time for the hunting season, but you have to tend the orchards and the gardens and the livestock all year round.
Speaking of which, I got a new field hand waiting for me by the stables. I need to show him how to mow and how to make boxes and crate the oranges before we get going on that hunt.
You are not going to have time to do all of that before lunch.
All right. Maybe just box making today. Here comes Arthur with your milk. Tell him to shake a leg when he gets here. We got to get going on that hunt.
All right.
Arthur?
Mr. Padgett? Miss Padgett?
Arthur?
Got the milk from the main house, about to take it back to the kitchen, then I'll take care of the workers.
Now remember, we have a hunt today.
No, ma'am, don't I know it. Already talked to Mr. Padgett about it this morning.
Hey, Mr. Padgett, we're just telling Danny here about the big freeze in '94. You remember that?
Yeah.
Anyway, like I was saying, even though some of the groves have been picked, most hadn't. And the fruit just froze onto the trees. And then out come the sunlight, just like this, like nothing ain't happened, smiling like this. And all the fruit just dropped. But within 2 weeks, we can see new buds starting to form. And we thought we got off mighty lucky, didn't we, fellas? Oh. All right. And then, all of a sudden, just like a sucker punch, end of February, so does the next freeze. So, by the next morning, trees have been frozen to the ground. And then we can see the sap just leaking through the bark. We knew the big trees had been dead and had to cut down all the old ones and burn them. I mean, we've planted new ones since then, but not as many. Not like we used to have.
They ain't never been the same.
Landis, I'm sure Danny is impressed by your storytelling.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, right now we need to work on the here and now. So you and Davy go fetch the dogs and get Arthur to help load them in the wagon. I want to show Danny how we sort and crate the oranges we still grow. Now, you may not be as many, but we still use the same techniques.
Yes, sir, we get right on it. Come on, get
Yes, sir,
on
Mr.
the
Padgett.
dogs.
Now, what I expect is a full day's work for a full day's pay. It's no different from you or any of the others. Do the work, you got a job. Don't, you don't.
Yes, sir. I don't intend to disappoint.
Good, and pay attention. This is the sorter. It's used for sorting the big, little, and regular-sized oranges one from another. The big and medium ones will roll down past the small hole into their proper places. Now you try.
Would you look at that?
Now, let me show you how we build the orange crates. That's Miss Laney's guest arriving by steamboat. Crate making will have to wait for later.
All right.
Come out to the main drive with me. I want you to see them arriving. Then we'll hook up the horses to the travel wagon and we'll go fetch the guest up to the hall.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Steamboat's coming in. What's up?
Sure is a pretty sail.
Sure enough is.
Mm-hmm.